everybody, and welcome to another episode of When Does the Fuckery End? Because it really doesn't sometimes, now does it, Kyle?
It does not.
Okay, and here's how we're going to open it up once again, like we always do, with a shot of Screwball. But first off, let me introduce our guest. Her name is Jennifer Jefferson, which is very hard to say. It's like a tongue twister. But she is from Focus, who I speak highly of at the very beginning of most of my podcasts. A program that I went through that really changed my life, and they bring in Marines with PTSD and things like that. I'll let her talk more about it, but let's get to this shot. Salute.
Cool.
You can say something.
Cheers.
Okay, so usually I do
Delicious,
a rundown.
Are you sure?
It's yummy.
It's peanut butter.
It's yummy.
You better say it's yummy because I'm trying to get sponsored.
I know. I love it. It's my fave.
So I usually do a rundown of all of the organizations that help me, but since I have someone from one of them, we're going to save that to the end. And this is, like I said, Jennifer Jefferson. That's very hard to spit out. But I'm going to let her talk a little bit about Focus, which is a program that changed my life. They tracked me down for like 7 years. I said I didn't need that shit. And then the next thing I know, boom, I'm a better person. So I'm going to let her run down what she does, what the program's about, and maybe anybody that's listening that is a Marine or a sailor or an airman or a soldier. We'll leave out the Coast Guard.
I was about to
Just
ask
kidding.
about that, actually.
Just kidding. Coast Guard too. Maybe this is a program that you might need, or maybe your spouse is someone that might need this. So I'm going to go ahead and run it over to her, and we'll let her start this off.
Perfect. Thank you. It's so nice to be here. Thanks for having me. But we are in the middle of Missouri. It's a 7-day, totally free program for veterans. And it doesn't matter what kind of situation you were in, whether you are injured or not injured, if you have PTSD or a TBI. But you come to our program, and it's a place where things start to get better for you. And whatever that means to you. So we do have 7 days. We have facilitators come in. They come in and they talk about things like victim mindset, responsibility mindset. And it's just a place where you can come and kind of figure out where you came from. Where are you now? What's working for you? What's not? And what are the changes that you need to make your life better? And then we have a what's next. So now here's a bunch of ideas on what you can do to put all of those tools now into place. And where do you want to go with your life? And we talk about goal setting, and we have entrepreneurs come in, we have amazing speakers come in. We try to make sure you have a whole gamut of information that you can take with you, so that when you leave Focus, you have a jumping off place, a place to start your life, and again, where things start to get better. And again, whatever that means for you, if that means just being able to pick up an instrument, put down the bottle, put down whatever you're doing to numb your pain, and just sit in it for a minute and kind of figure out now what.
And she's being a little bit modest, because this program, I'll tell you what, it's fun to sit there and watch all the light bulbs go off in all these guys' heads while you're sitting there, because you're so set in a military mindset that when you get in there and they start talking about all the things they're talking about, you go, holy shit, this is what I've been doing wrong. And it's not only do they give you tools, they also have a buddy check program all the time where you can come in and talk to these guys and see how lives are going. So it's not, once again, it's not one of those programs that just says one and done, dump you off and sends you home with things. These people will try to be with you for the rest of your life if you choose to let them be. So Jen, tell us what your job is in Focus.
So it actually started out really organic. So my husband started speaking out there and said, Jen, this is a program that you would absolutely love. I really always wanted to be a nurse, and I thought I was going to go to nursing school, work in the VA. That's how I was going to give back. I served in the Marine Corps when really nothing was going on. It was a pretty safe time for me to serve. I didn't know that joining, but I was pretty young. So ultimately, I didn't do anything significant like these guys that come through our program. So when he told me that, I signed up and I started the next session, and I have been to every session but one. And my best friend who served in the Marine Corps, we went to boot camp together, retired from the Marine Corps. That's why I missed, because I went to her retirement. But I became a team leader, and then after that, I started working as the graduate mentor coordinator. I set up the buddy checks and the refocus calls, and I help you wherever you need after you graduate our program. Like Todd said, I will stay in contact with you for as long as you let me. I email, I text, I call, whatever you need, I will be there and be that person for you. And then our program coordinator went on to bigger and better for herself, and so I stepped into her position, and then very recently, I will be the new executive director coming up in August when Dennis Simpson decides he is moving on to pursue his personal business as well. And
retirement.
So anyway, I mean, yeah, it's pretty organic, but right now I'm the program coordinator, the graduate mentor coordinator, and eventually I'll be the executive.
Well, here's the one thing I want to correct Jennifer on that she said was that I didn't do anything like these guys doing coming through. That's bullshit. It doesn't matter what you did in the Marine Corps. If you are having issues and you are having problems at home, this program can help. And it doesn't matter if you are injured, if you were an 0311, which to me, a lot of people might not know, but that is infantry. Whether you were infantry, whether you were supply, it doesn't matter. If you are having struggles in life, get a hold of Focus. And Jen, how can they do that?
On our website, actually, it's super easy to apply. It's www.focusmarines.org, and its apply button is probably 4 places on that main page. So you just click on that, and it will send an application. I get the application, and I will call you, and then I will let you know what happens from there. It's pretty simple. Yeah, and like Todd said, you do not have to be a trigger puller. You can have served in any MOS and in any military, because they have actually found that the suicide rate among those secondary MOSs, other than the grunts and the 0311s and the Rangers or whatever it is for the other branches, they have a higher suicide rate. And a lot of it is because they have survivor's guilt, or, you know, they weren't able to use their training for what they thought they should be using their training for. So yeah, don't think you have to be a trigger puller. And Marines, almost to the T, every single one of them will say, well, if there's somebody else who needs my spot, I'm happy to wait and let somebody else take my spot. And I'm telling you, take the spot, take it now, because there's something that made you apply. And don't wait, just come to the program. I think that, you know, wherever you're at in your life, it will benefit you. And we do programs on the end too. So if it becomes overwhelming, because it's a lot of information in a short amount of time, that same information is given on a monthly basis in a much slower fashion. So you don't have to worry about, oh, I missed this. We will talk about it on one of our refocus sessions. It's a Zoom session that all graduates from all focus classes can join and get taught the same information. So, and
I can vouch for that. And when she hit on that 22, it reminds me that I just lost a buddy yesterday. And me and George Geddes, another guy that goes through Focus, he was one of our Iraq Marines. And Tim May, God bless his soul, just tragically took his life 2 days ago. And it's not a joke, people. This type of thing happens with veterans. I mean, he seemed happy, okay, and no one's seen the signs. And then now we're here without Tim May. So Tim May will be missed, and he's a person that could have changed the world, but we just don't know. You can never tell with veterans. You know, 1 minute they're fine, the next minute they're not. We don't talk about this type of stuff, and it needs to be opened up and talked about, because guys are afraid that if I talk, oh, I'm a pussy if I say something. Well, you know what, guys? No one can do this alone, and I know that better than anyone, because as I've said before, I tried to commit suicide on June 2nd, 2016. And I've also stepped on a bomb, lost all 4 of my limbs. So if anybody knows what a rough road is, it's me. And I'm telling you right now, suicide is not the option. It just isn't. Because you never know if there's someone out there who depends on you. So let's go from a little bit darker of a subject. I had to throw that out there because my buddy Tim May is gone. And I want people to realize that, you know, this is happening. It's not just us saying, oh, 22 a day, 22 a day. It's actually happening. And it's happening in front of our faces, because people are forgetting about veterans, and they're forgetting about what we've gone through, and they're forgetting about the things that we went through. And there was that magnet that said I would never forget, but where are those now? everybody's forgetting. And I'm okay with that because I know life moves on, but don't forget that there's people out there still fighting for you, and there's still people out there that care about you. You just have to find the right programs and the right people and the right resources. So, Kyle, on another note.
Actually, I was going to ask a question. Did you state how it all got started? Like, not you, but the whole thing to get all together.
I did not, but it did start by a group of veterans they were Vietnam era veterans, and they wanted better for the guys coming back from Afghanistan and Iraq. So they got together, they used their network, and 2 Marines became 20 Marines, became 50 Marines, and now it takes probably 120 veterans to put on a program, and I would say 90 to 95% of those are Marines. So it is definitely a helping Marines program. But not only for Marines, we do reserve 10% of our slots for other than Marines. So you don't have to be a Marine to come to our program. But yeah, it was just guys wanting better for the guys coming back from this Afghanistan Iraq war.
You know, that's the Marine motto: never leave a man behind. And we don't care if you're Army, Air Force, or Navy, or, well, I guess I'll say Coast Guard again. But Jen, you didn't know Kyle was Air Force.
Nice.
Chair Force, just for a little bit.
That's okay. My sister retired after 20 years from the Air Force. I have mad respect.
Listen, everybody has a role to play in the military, and if it wasn't for every single one of those roles, it would never get done. Even me as an infantryman started to realize that when I got out, that if it wasn't for supply giving me my uniforms to get trucked down to me, and all that type of stuff, it would never happen. It never would. I would run out of ammo. What would I do without ammo?
Exactly. Well,
okay, so we're going to move on. We'll talk about a little bit, focus here in a little bit, but we're going to get to some fun stuff so we don't bore some people, you know. So we're going to do a Would You Rather, Jen. So now here we go.
We're not pulling punches this time.
Nope.
Would you rather have sex with your mom with your dad's lower half, or exclusively date people opposite your normal gender preferences?
Is that a question for me or Todd?
That's everyone. That's everyone.
I'm going to go with option 2.
Exclusively date other people
Absolutely.
or people opposite
100%.
your normal gender preference.
You know what I've started to notice, and I will answer this question, but a lot of these are with your mom. Like,
yeah, that's...
Yeah, you're right.
Like, you know,
it's because would you want to do something with your mom?
No,
like that?
but
Exactly.
Obviously the second one's the best one. Exclusively date people opposite your normal gender preference.
Do you want me to throw out the mom one and pick another one?
No, because I think I'd rather do my mom. I'm not dating a dude.
I would totally date a girl over doing my mom.
And like I said, it doesn't say how long, so I could just do her one time and then I don't got a date.
Well, I mean, it didn't.
But I'm not against the other genders doing their preferences. I'm not against it, but for me, it's not for me.
Man, you got a point there. I think.
Don't listen to my point. Answer off your own.
Yeah,
gender.
but you're right.
But you've also got your dad's lower half.
But
which is probably bigger than mine.
He'll be tall again.
Yeah. I mean, I would have legs.
Oh, man. Always dodged incest, lol.
Always dodged incest. Hey,
so
who's to say my mom's my real mom? She could be I could be adopted.
I mean,
Oh, wow.
Hatchet man.
I'm pretty sure your mom did have you. I don't think you're adopted. I mean, you're pretty close.
We don't know.
I mean, I bet she knows.
She knows.
Yeah.
But I don't.
I did 23andMe, I know.
Yeah. I would,
All right, another one because that one was kind of simple and
by
I
the way,
twisted it
Hatchet
all
Man
around.
is a friend of.
I know Hatchet Man is a friend of Mayhem.
Yeah. Okay.
I know who Hatchet Man is. Hatchet Man, by the way, people, is a guy on my Twitch who we are doing live through, so you guys are going to hear us talk to them a little bit too.
Would you rather relive the moment of your birth each year on your birthday, or never be able to have sex without a condom ever again?
I'll go never have to be able to have sex without a condom ever again.
Yeah, that's
because I haven't used one before, so I should probably start.
I mean, you did have vasectomy. Does it really matter?
Yeah, exactly. But at least I'm having sex. And, like, you don't even remember your birth, so...
But you would after that.
What? All it is my head coming out of vagina. You know what? People that are born, men that are born out of vagina just to spend the rest of their life trying to get back in one.
That's very true.
So,
Your
Jen,
witness,
your
Kayla?
turn.
I'll do the condom thing. I don't care.
Yeah, I would agree. The condom's just easier.
We need to get another stack like we talked about before. We need to like mix these up with some. We should start making our own cards and putting them in there.
Okay, we could. You never know.
Well, I don't write, so you would have to do it.
Oh man, you're right, and I'm really lazy.
You're right. I'm right. I don't write.
There's an online game. My kids pull it out occasionally to play Would You Rather with us.
So let's get to know Jen a little bit.
Okay.
Jen, how's your family life? What do you got? Kids? What?
Actually, yes. I've been married 26 years. I met my husband in the Marine Corps. We met in Okinawa, got married in Quantico, totally Marine Corps.
Okinawa or Okinawa?
Well, I lived there for 5 years, so my dad was Army, so that's a whole other story. But yeah, I grew up I'm an Army brat, so I grew up as an Army brat, then joined the Marine Corps and went right back to where I graduated high school. So I graduated in Okinawa. So anyway, that's why I say Okinawa. But I do have 5 kids. 3 of them are mine, and my sister's 2 kids moved in with us about a year ago. So, all girls.
Your sister's 3 kids?
2.
So why? Is it okay to talk about, or?
It's tragic. I don't mind talking about it. My
But that just makes you an angel because you took on someone else's children.
There's some days that I don't feel very angel-like because, whatever is in your heart. But I do loving things. I love these kids. I do loving things. And I had to go to therapy to learn that. Just because I'm not in love with these kids doesn't mean that I don't love them.
You hear that, people? Therapy helps. Therapy is okay.
Oh my gosh, so helped me. And I don't think I would have survived this tragedy in my family had I not been through Focus as many times as I have. That network, that support system, the information that I learned there is absolutely what has let me do what we're doing. And it's not just me. My husband has been a huge driving force with getting these kids. And we did finally get custody of one of them. We're working on the second one.
And see, people, once again, see how Focus has helped another person. This program, like I said, if it's you yourself or you know a veteran in need, this program is so amazing. They do it 4 times a year because they can't actually fill the seats. Yes. So help us fill the seats. If your husband or your spouse or your brother or your sister or your uncle or whoever it is having trouble in life coping with the stuff that they dealt with in the military, you need to figure out what Focus is. Because if we can fill these seats, the more programs we can have a year, the more people we can help.
Yes, and we should not have empty seats because we know that there's people struggling.
No, there should not be an empty seat in that program.
And then we have people scared to come, so they back out for a lot of random reasons.
Well, and like I said, Focus to me, I was like, I don't need that shit. I can do this myself because I was a badass Marine. I knew what I could do. I was like, I don't need help. But come to find out, I actually got tricked to go there. And I won't tell the story on how. Because I'm not going to name drop on this one.
No, I think we did with George.
Did we?
I think so.
I might have. Guys, I was against all these programs until I actually went through it and see it for myself. It's not a kumbaya program. It's not, hey, everybody drink the Kool-Aid. It's take what you want from it and leave what you don't. Because there's something to learn into it. There always is. There always will be. And I am still myself learning from it every time I go through it. But it's a foreign language. You have to practice it. And that's the hard part is catching yourself doing things that you've learned through Focus and then remembering to do it again. It's retraining yourself to be a good person. And I'm not saying that you're a bad person if you don't.
Sounds like what you're saying.
No, it's not, Kyle. Don't put words in my mouth. What I'm saying is it can improve your interpersonal skills. It'll improve your family skills. It'll improve everything. Doesn't change who you are. No. It changes how you see things. What are you looking at there, Kyle?
Oh, I'm trying to position cards so that they make their easier.
So now you're cheating to see which ones are cool?
Kind of.
No, now you're fired. You can't do that. See, you just got fired, Kyle.
Can you just let me explain?
No.
Yes, I'm choosing ones that pair better together, so it's a harder choice.
No, because then you're cheating. Then
no, it's
you're
not
cheating. You're cheating. Don't cheat. I don't like cheaters. Put them back. Put them back.
No,
Kyle, you're fired.
I'm already fired.
Then we're not playing again.
Okay,
fine. We're not because you're cheating.
Yeah.
You're looking at them going, these are going to be fun.
Yeah,
Then
exactly.
make up your own.
I can't. I'm not creative.
Well, then that's why you shouldn't be going
We
through
just
cards.
had like 3 that we went through that were
how
not
rude of us.
good.
We're
ones.
arguing and we
They
have a
weren't-
guest.
I know. So stop arguing.
No, well,
we're
then
not
stop.
married
Kyle, this is
anymore.
my show and you stop doing that shit.
We're not married anymore. You can't
Kyle.
pass me around.
Kyle, shot time.
Shot. Screwball.
Screwball, I love you. Introduce us to your world of loveliness.
So smooth and delicious.
Yum.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Oh, we got 3 bidders. 3 viewers. I'm sorry. That's better.
Yeah.
Thanks, Kyle. What's better? What's better, Chevy man?
I don't know. What's better? I don't know. Which would you rather?
Oh, he already cheesed.
Would you rather step in dog poop at least once every time you leave the house, or have your hands feel like they're covered in lube at all times?
Okay, so wait a minute. Those are the 2 you picked out that you thought would be hard.
No. I said I was choosing ones and pairing them together to make them not so drastically easy.
Put them back in.
No, scream.
Yeah. Screw me.
Scream.
You're fired.
No.
Kyle, leave.
Which would you rather do?
Kyle, leave. I'd rather step in dog poop because these ain't my shoes. I don't have feet.
You don't have hands either.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So this one's not good for me. I thought you were
Jen-
pairing them up to where they were good, Kyle. Jen, what do you think? Jen?
I was stepping dog poop because I could stage another pair of shoes. I could work it out.
But Jen, should we fire Kyle?
I don't like stuff on.
Jen, should we fire Kyle?
I'm not
It's
I'm not
once
gonna-
every
Jen?
time you leave the house, though.
Jen, should we fire Kyle?
No.
He just made a. I don't have feet or hands, and he said he was preparing them to make it easy.
Freaking buttons for you. Let him stay.
He doesn't press buttons. I can do that myself. I play this video game.
I'm trying to help him out.
No,
Don't-
you're trying to.
don't worry
You're
about
trying to be nice. Stop being nice. You were a Marine, for God's
I can't
sakes.
help it. I'm a nice person.
You were a Marine, for God's sakes.
I know.
And what'd you do in the Marine Corps, Jen? Tell us all.
Yeah, what'd you do?
First there, I did payroll.
Payroll?
But it
Hey,
needs to be
I got
paid.
paid.
It's pretty
Hey,
I
fast.
got paid because of Jen.
You did, yeah.
I
What
did
rank
not.
did you reach, Jen?
I was a corporal, and they promoted me once I got out, but I will never claim sergeant because I never pinned it on, so I was a corporal.
Can I
Why-
put
why-
it on you?
Absolutely not.
Why not?
Because that scares the shit out of me. You're gonna pound it into my blade, like
That's-
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a
I
minute.
cussed. I am so sorry.
No, you didn't cuss. I say fuck all the
Okay,
time.
perfect. Yeah, no, that scares me.
I already put on this program, rated R.
Yeah.
Perfect.
At the gala, they were telling people about it, and they were like, rated R across the street.
Nice.
But yes, I would pin it on you nice, maybe.
It's-
Maybe.
No, I mean it's been.
So what happened when you got your blood stripes?
I was about to ask, what rank is that?
So hazing was very looked down upon when I got promoted to
It's always looked
corporal,
down upon.
and they were making a big stink about it. And so I was hoping that you guys would do what's the one thing you don't know about somebody. And so anyway, I have a story if you do that. But yeah.
Okay, so what's the one thing you don't know about somebody?
I wanna hear the
You just
story.
brought the segment in.
So
Yeah.
when I served back in the like 93 to 97, sexual harassment was just kind of coming out as the Marines were way.
I sexually harass everybody. I'm an HR
I mean,
nightmare.
Totally.
Terribly
Every
nightmare.
single day, I think, if you're being technical in the Marine Corps, it's going to come up. It really is. And it maybe shouldn't be that way, but it is. You're joining a group of guys, so I think you should know what you're walking into. However, it was really, really bad. And so they actually came to Quantico and casted me in a sexual harassment movie. So I played a sexual harassed victim. I guess maybe.
I thought you looked familiar. I must have
Right?
seen that.
Right?
Can I be
Briefing.
HR for Focus?
Oh my gosh.
No.
Hilarious. There's
It would be hilarious, but I think we'd have a ton of lawsuits.
We only have 3 people who actually, take a paycheck from Focus because we try to make sure all of our money goes towards our program. That is our fiduciary responsibility. So
That's awesome.
yeah, there's not a lot of people that.
And that's why I work with these programs, because 90% of the money at least goes out to veterans.
Correct. Yeah.
And if it's not 90, I'll take 85. That's close.
It's better than
It's
all
better
these
than
other
12
places.
and
Yeah.
you're throwing parties for people down in Florida and all your
Yeah.
crew members. And I'm not going to name names on which organization that is, but I think we all know.
I really don't.
And we're not going to do another Would You Rather.
I'm not. I'm putting it back. Do you not see what I'm doing?
You picked the worst one. You said, I'm going to make this fun, and then you put
I didn't
hands and
say
feet. I
anything
don't
about
have any.
fun. I said I matched them closer
You know what,
together.
Kyle? You're just fired for the day. You need to take a break.
Deal.
Deal? Well, I don't see you leaving.
Um,
Don't leave. I'm just kidding. I love you. But yeah, we got a lot of people that usually listen to this episode. Which, kind of. Yeah, I don't even know who does anymore because
nobody says
we're on
anything
streaming platforms and no one comes to our stuff.
I know.
It's on Instagram. When does the fuckery end? It's on Instagram.
Yeah.
I've asked people to come leave questions. It is on Twitter. You can leave us questions there, and we're gonna start going live here soon. Who's that? Fears TV. Who is the goof with the LG jersey on? Yeah, fuck you, Fears. That's me. That would be the guy with no arms and legs, quad amputee. And you know why I'm wearing it? Because I fucking bought it.
Well, I'm a fan. I listen to every one of your shows. I think it's amazing.
Yeah. Well, we're trying to build a fan base. And that's where we're at right now, is building the fan base and bringing in people. See, I don't want celebrities. I want people like you that can help veterans, and people like my friends and people like other people who can help veterans. I want people from the VA to come in here and be like, here's what we can do for you. Here, because a lot of people don't have those resources. They don't have the information that is needed to drive them to do what they need to do. They think that, oh, the VA sucks. Well, guess what? You're not digging into the resources though. The VA might suck on a medical sand spot, but they don't suck on the resources they can give you.
Okay.
Because I've been through it, and it's getting better. Donald Trump made it better, and that's damn right. I said that, Donald Trump. Fuck you, Joe Biden. Go!
Awesome.
Yeah.
What is your favorite Todd story?
Oh my gosh.
We're doing this one?
We do it with every single guest.
Let's go, Brandon. Let's go, Brandon.
Why Brandon?
Oh, dude. Okay. Before she tells her Todd story, I'm going to fill you in on this. I didn't know it either. But there was this guy who won a NASCAR race, and his name was Brandon.
Okay.
And in the background, everybody's going, fuck Joe Biden. And all of a sudden, the lady who's interviewing him goes, well, listen to all your friends. They're saying, let's go, Brandon. So I didn't know either. I didn't know for a long time. I was like, what's this let's go, Brandon thing? But let's go, Brandon is actually a term for fuck Joe Biden.
Okay. So, favorite Todd Nicely story?
Okay, so I did not know Todd yet. I'd seen him at Focus. I'm not a very outgoing person generally, so I don't just walk
until
up
she knows you.
Myself, it takes me a minute to kind of warm up.
Like a normal person, yeah, I understand.
Correct, yes.
I'm not like that.
Oh, we know.
And Todd's not. He's very outgoing.
Oh, I know.
So he kind of intimidated me, so I stayed a little bit away. But
why do I intimidate people?
You're half mechanical,
you're very
man.
loud and everybody's
very
laughing
loud
around you, so that's not a conversation to step in on. It just seemed awkward, so I never did. And so anyway, I was told you had a rugby thing going on, so I went to one of his rugby matches. Actually took my daughter. It was right before
But you knew me a long time before this. Let's make that a fact.
I did. We weren't close. We hadn't really talked
we really hadn't talked a lot.
We hadn't really chatted. I didn't really know much about you.
I just knew she was at Focus. I was at Focus,
Yeah. So I went to his rugby tournament, and we're watching, and that is like, if you've not seen it, it is crazy.
Oh, I know it.
I loved every second of it.
Wait, let's not say rugby. It's wheelchair
rugby. But Todd spent more time in the penalty box ramming people and being so aggressive. They kicked him out like every 5 minutes he was in the penalty box.
I like to hit people.
I was dying. I was like, okay, well, that makes a lot of sense. That totally is Todd.
That's Todd's personality. Let's run into people.
He was the only guy out there with all of, his situation going on without his limbs, and he was the most aggressive guy. Like,
But see, that's what my coach did.
Amazing. I loved it.
That's what my coach did. She'd be like, I never really played much. And then she'd be like, all right, I'm tired of this guy. She'd be like, Todd, just go out there and hit him and hit him and hit him. Just, that's your guy. That is your guy. Just hit him and hit him and hit him. I don't care what's going on the rest of the court. You just go out there and hit this dude. And I'd be like, bam, 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 just running into my wheelchair. And I just follow him around the court, just hitting him, blocking him, holding him. That was my guy.
Yeah, he took it seriously. It was amazing. I took my daughter. She was probably 14 or 15 at the time. And she was like, when's the next one? And so we just kept waiting for the next tournament. And then COVID happened.
But sad thing happened with my, I got to take my hat off for this one. It's like, dun, dun, dun. I found out I have a heart issue. And so I have to have a pacemaker put in, so I can't play wheelchair rugby anymore unless I get a clearance from the heart doctor and sign a waiver with the USWRA or whatever wheelchair rugby thing. But I missed last season because I found that out, and it really sucks because I didn't know this stuff existed. Like, when I was going through Walter Reed and stuff, no one told me about this. If I'd have found this 10 years ago, I'd be a wheelchair rugby champion.
For sure.
I never found it out because no one ever told me my resources and my stuff that I needed to know. And that was the problem with the VA. But now they're getting better, at least with me. I don't know about anybody else. But I think it's kind of because they're like trying to hush me up so I don't blow them up on the spot like I did one time. I blew them up on the spot one time and the White House called me.
Perfect.
And you know what? Now I got in the VA and Jefferson Barracks in St. Louis, I have my own little Todd Nicely bin of stuff that they need to keep because it should be there. Absolutely. You know, like if my arm breaks, you shouldn't have to order the wires. You should already know that I'm having this issue with the wires.
Yep.
So when Trump came into office, and I hate going back to presidency stuff, I hate talking politics. But when Trump came into office, the VA had turned around to a 360 degrees that I couldn't believe it.
You mean 180 degrees?
No, 360.
So they came right back around to the same side?
No, they did better. Fuck you, Kyle. See, this is why Kyle gets fired every episode. But no, they did better. It wasn't 180. They did a complete 360, which means they started as shitty and came back to better. You know, because you can only do 360. Kyle, quit shaking your head at me. See, we're live now, and this is where it gets better.
See?
Fucking cheers!
Because if you go 360, you're right back at the start, buddy.
Not if you learn the lesson at 180 and come back around.
360 degrees is exactly where you started from.
Kyle, I'm not going to argue with you about this.
You don't have to argue. It's math, man. It's literal math.
This is my podcast, Kyle, and I'll say 360 if I want to.
You know what? You can.
It's my podcast.
We should get a T-shirt that said I had a 360.
Yeah, we should also get a T-shirt that says Kyle's fired.
We should. That would be awesome.
Oh, so Jen, what extracurricular activities do you enjoy?
Oh my gosh, I'm not that great at it, but I really love working out. Like you couldn't tell that from looking at me, but
shut up, Jen. Jen, you are a slim, woman. I'm not even gonna go with an age-wise because I could be wrong.
29 is the correct.
29 is the exact correct answer.
That is absolutely perfect because I'm barely 29.
I gotta
like
say,
I said, I'm an HR nightmare. Jen is a hottie.
Aw.
I don't think you can be bad at working out.
Well, I will give you that.
Brian, I'm sorry, but sometimes when I look at you, I'm like, how the fuck did you pull Jen?
Aw, he's so sweet.
He's sweet.
He is the best
but Jen, you're a hottie. See, guys, you can be sweet and pull a hottie.
And he's funny, and he's a good man.
I love Brian. I can't wait
Does
to
he
have him on.
bottle glasses? I don't know why.
No. Wait till we meet Brian. We're going to have him on. He's an entrepreneur who can shed light on other people on how to open up businesses or how to do things.
Ooh,
He's going to be a great guy to have on. It's her husband. They wanted to come at the same time, but I was like, no, you guys will fucking talk over each other.
That's true. We really need the final setup that we have, and then that would have worked just fine because we would have had everybody recording on different levels.
Right. And yeah, no, even if I wouldn't have wanted to do them at the same time.
Okay, that's fair.
Because this gives them each their own time to speak about what they want. Mm-hmm. I've been with them. They over-talk each other.
Yeah, I mean, we've been married a long time, so it happens.
26 years, I've heard.
26 years, yes. Yeah.
You were 3 years old. That's kind of weird. No judgment here.
Hey! She was in a Mormon community.
Gotcha. Pre-arranged marriage. Yeah.
That's one thing I'm not ashamed of is my marriage. My age. I will cover my gray. Obviously my wrinkles, whatever. But I'm not ashamed of my age. I am what I am. I'm 47. I'm happy to be 47. I've learned a lot in my.
Whoa, you're 47. I really thought you were 29.
Wow, see, we got the edge out of her anyway. We didn't.
I know, didn't have to.
I'm not embarrassed about my age. I actually am not.
Listen to this. So when I first met Jen, it was at Focus. She was wearing a green shirt. It wasn't that I was intimidated of her, but I kind of thought she had a stick up her ass.
Yeah.
Until I met her and actually started talking to her. And she's a fun, going, loving person, just like any other Marine.
You know, that's a similar story. I heard that she thought you had to stick up your ass, and then she was correct.
I did.
Yeah.
I actually fell on the plunger in the bathroom when she met me.
Is that true?
It is true.
You got to set up this story.
We had to break it off and pull it out. It was weird. That's not
true. I was gonna say, this would make my day. I would really enjoy this story.
Yeah, if you
like
really,
if it happened,
don't you think I would have told you if a plunger was in my
No,
house?
dude.
the hook was in your ass. That's
Yeah, the hook was. You know about the hook story.
Yeah.
You never told me about the hook until we were on this.
Well, that's probably where she heard it.
It is where I heard
Yes,
it.
that's
Actually.
true.
It's
You're
not
right.
polite. You
Listen,
don't
she
have
listens to the podcast.
I do. I really enjoy it. I think it's awesome to see you.
You know what that I've heard though is that like people are like, you guys, this is your first go around. I'm like, yeah, and they're like, you guys don't really have many pauses and ums, and you keep it going.
That's because Todd's the master. He can continue on a conversation with himself. It's awesome.
Well, if this is live, it is not edited. This is.
Oh, it's
No, we don't edit
the
a
way you
thing.
do it. This is amazing.
We don't edit anything. Whatever happens,
Very
happens.
impressed. I love
But
it.
the only reason that it continues is because there's 7 people in there and we never get bored.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh man, we reached 35 minutes.
Yes, we have.
This might be the longest one that we've ever done.
No, it is not. Last week's was.
No, that was only 31 in.
No, it was 41.
Was it?
Yes.
Well, let's make Jen talk a little bit more about herself.
Ooh, a lot about herself.
Actually, let's do a Would You Rather again.
Okay. This is random.
Yeah, I hope so, you fruit ball.
Fruit cake. Thank you. God,
I don't like
fruit
cake.
ball. Would you rather find out you'll die 1 year from today or yell dirty pigs every time you see a cop?
Dirty pigs.
Cops are dirty pigs.
Okay, well, see, that was
I love
easy.
cops.
But no, I would rather find out if I'm going to die here today, because then I'd go get a bunch of loans.
From
and I'd
today.
jump out. From today? Yeah, I'd jump out of an airplane and just go...
Yeah, but I mean, that would just leave everybody else to pay your debt.
No, it
since
wouldn't.
you're married.
No, it
yes,
wouldn't.
yes, it would.
I would get divorced before I did it.
Well, then that's different. You'd have to do that.
Yeah.
Put it all in a trust. And then
No. I would just live my life up, and then the day I was supposed to die, I would just free fall from the sky without a parachute. Man, that'd be amazing.
I would swoop
If
down and
I
catch you.
knew that I was going to die that day, for certain, 100%, I would just jump out of a plane and just...
Okay, well, the question was from today, not you learn in a, you know.
Right, and that's what I'm saying. I
you-
knew in a year I would do all the fun shit I could, and then on the day I was supposed to die...
So you'd rather just leave us now. I see how it is, you know? We're only worth a year to you.
You know what?
Yeah, that's cool. That's fine.
It says I'm going to die in a year.
Yeah, but you had a choice, buddy. You had a choice to either die in a year or to live, you know? But, you know, you chose death.
No, I chose
No,
the
you
one that I
chose
thought was
death.
most suiting.
You chose death.
I chose the wild side.
I'd have chose dirty pigs, too, because, you know, I didn't want to leave my family after a year.
Jen, we're getting close to where I like to cut it off because I don't like to keep our podcast running too long. I think we could sit here and talk all night long with Jen. She's a good
sure.
one. We'll have her back for sure.
Thanks.
But is there anything you would like to say or like to let the viewers know?
Well, I think I need to talk about focus. Like,
Yeah, well, you gotta do it and give them the-
Thank
do
you.
it again and-
Absolutely. Yeah, come check out our website. We have an amazing website. Our application is very easy to find. It's at focusmarines.org. And if you feel like you aren't sure if you want to apply, email help@focusmarines.org, and I will respond to you and give you more information if you're not finding it on our website. But I absolutely, if you think that you may benefit from our program,
And not only you, someone you may know.
exactly. Thank you, Todd. Please apply, because these programs are out there and they want to help and they want to serve, and it is your time if you feel like it's your time, and to get help. That's what I mean by your time, to come get help and to make your life better and whatever that means for you.
And then you'll get to meet this lovely lady too, because she's there every session.
Every session.
And then sometimes I just come up and tell her she's beautiful for fun.
Do you really?
Yeah.
He's very nice.
Does he
He's a
really?
very nice guy, yes.
Okay, just making sure, you know?
I am. I'm nice when I want to be, Kyle.
Very nice. He
Never
always
to me.
is, right
Never to...
before he asks me for something,
Ah,
but
that's-
he seems very nice.
No,
about
bull
him.
crap. Every morning I'm like, you're beautiful. I love your hair. And you're like, shut up, Todd.
What do you want, Todd?
I want you to help me get my food.
Yeah.
By the way, Fierce told you that you are Jose Jalapeno on a stick.
I am not Jose Jalapeno on a stick.
On a
if
stick.
anything, If anything, I'll kill you.
Oh, you're Ahmed.
Yeah, I'm Ahmed.
Okay,
Well, we had 5 viewers in here. Hey, thanks everybody for coming in on our Twitch viewer setup. Spread the word. We're going to try to get this onto YouTube soon. I can't wait till this thing starts to blow up. Spread the word about our podcast. Kyle, tell everybody where we can find them.
We can find Todd on Instagram, When Does Fuckery End, Twitter at the same handle, and also YouTube, all the same handle. When Does the Fuckery End? Fuckery is FKRY.
That's right. Don't forget that. And I only put it FKRY in case it gets big and I can make t-shirts and hats and stuff.
Let's say fuckery.
So, Jen, anything else you want to say on an outgoing message?
Thanks for having me.
Just say fuck you one time.
I am one.
Jen, say fuck you.
Say fuck. Come on.
Fuck you.
Oh, you heard it here. We didn't really talk about the sponsors, too.
We will, but, we already did. I got a focus sponsor here.
Okay, we'll do focus
it
sponsors
next
there.
episode.
Okay.
We're out, peeps. See you later.